Hi everyone, welcome back to Nuskrit. So let's solve today's daily LeetCode challenge, which is find all duplicates in an array. So let's try to read the problem statement first. So we are given an integer array nums of length n, where all the integers of nums are in the range 1 to n, and each integer appears once or twice. We need to return an array of all the integers that appears twice. In this question, every number will appear once or twice, right? Unlike we did in the previous, like yesterday's question, where the number might have repeated multiple times, right? More than two times as well, right? So now we need to write this algorithm which runs in big of one time and uses only constant space, right? Let's look at the problem statement. So we are given this nums array. Still, all the numbers will lie from 1 to 8 only, because the size of this array is 8 inclusive, from 1 to 8 only. And now each of the number will either appear once or twice, right? Now we need to return all those numbers which are appearing twice. So as you can see that 3 is appearing twice and 2 is also appearing twice. So we need to return this, right? Great. So now let's look at the different approaches through which we can solve this particular problem. So the first approach that we can actually take is like we can run two loops. So initially I will be at 4, right? And I will start from here and look for another 4 in this entire array. There is no 4. Great. Now what we'll do, I'll simply take this pointer, we'll increment this, and now I am at 3. So once again, I'll take another pointer, and that would start from the next element, and I will look for another 3. So I can find this 3 and I can simply add this 3 to my answer, right? And in a similar fashion, in the next time, like I will come to this 2 and I will look for another 2. Similarly, I can store all the elements which are repeating twice, right? So the time complexity for this solution will be big of n square, right? But space is big of 1, because we are really not taking any extra space. Now the next technique through which we can solve this problem is definitely a hashing, right? We can maintain the frequency. So wherever the frequency will be 2, I can return all those elements in an array, right? So this is another solution, and definitely the time complexity for this solution will be big of n, and space will also be big of n only, right? Because we are taking a hash map, right? Great. One worst solution could be like sorting also. Like I explained the hashing one before. But yeah, like before even hashing, you can sort this entire array, and by sorting all the equal, like all the same elements will appear together, and then you can actually return all those elements which are repeating themselves, right? So there are in total 3 approaches that I have explained so far. Now let's look at the fourth approach, which is the best one, I think. So whenever you are asked not to take any extra space, we definitely have to think about changing the existing array, right? We definitely have to think about changing existing array, right? So how we can actually make changes in the existing array? Let's look at that, right? So this is the original index and nums array. The idea is that I will go to each index and I will multiply that number with minus, right? What I'm trying to say is, let's look at that. So say for example, initially you are at 4, go to index 3, and whatever element is present over there, just multiply it with minus. So this element would become -7. I hope you are getting this, right? The element would become -7. Great. Now, the next element is, so we are done with this. Next element is 3. 3 means go to index 2. Whatever element is there, just multiply it with minus. Now, go to next element 2, which means we need to go to index 1. Whatever element is there, take that element, multiply it with -1. Go to next element 7, which means I need to go to index 6. Whatever element is there, multiply it with -1. Now next 8, go to index 7, whatever element is there, multiply it with -1. Now go to next number 2. Now just think about this one. We have already seen this 2 earlier, right? And because of this 2, we were going to at index 1. At index 1, the element was 3, and we multiply it with -1, right? And now once again, I am encountering this 2 once again, right? Because I am encountering this 2 once again, so that means I need to go to index 1 once again. Now the element is not 3 actually. The element is -3, because see guys, I am making changes in this array only. I am making changes in this existing array only. This is not a new array that I have taken. I am making changes in the existing array only. It is just that I am trying to show it to you, but I am making changes in the existing array itself. Okay. So now let's look at that once again. So we are at index 2 right now. Go to index 1. Now at index 1, -3 is there. And when I will multiply this number with -1, it will become positive. So any number which is becoming positive means that we have seen, or you can say like we have come to this particular element twice, right? Like there is someone because of which I am coming to this index twice. There is someone because of which I am coming to this index 1 twice, and hence I have multiplied this number with like -1 twice, okay, and because of this number would have again become positive. I hope like this is making sense to everyone, right? Now let's look at this further, right? And now we will come to this next element, which is 3. Now because of 3 I need to go to index 2, and once again you can see that earlier we encountered 3. Because of this 3 we came to this 2 and we multiplied this 2 and it became -2, right? It became -2. Now once again I have encountered 3, and because of 3 I will again go to index 2, and at index 2 now we have -2, and when I will multiply this -2 with -1, it will become positive number, right? I hope this is now making sense. Great. Now let's move to the next element, which is 1. And at 1, like because of 1 we need to go to index 0. At index 0 there is 4, so I need to multiply the current element and it will become -4, right? Which means that now you can see that your existing array, the nums array, now has become this one, right? And these two elements were unchanged, so they will remain as it is, right? They will remain as it is. Great. So now this is not your nums array. This is not your nums array. The nums array has become this one. Great. Now what I'll do next? Right? So let's look at that. What I'll do next. So now let me take one answer array in which I'll be storing my answer, and definitely we will not count this as extra space because this is something that we have to take, that we have to return, right? So we have to take this. We will not count this in our space, right? Now let's look at this. Now I am at 4. So once again I have to do the same thing. Because of this, just don't look at the sign, just look at the number. So the number is 4. The number is 4. That means I need to go to index 3, and I need to look at the element whether it is positive or negative. So the number is negative. Why this number is negative? Let's think about that. This number is negative because you were able to come to this 3 only once, right? Just think about this. When you were making changes to these elements, when you were changing the sign of these elements, or you can say like when you were multiplying these numbers with -1, you came to this 3 because only once. Why only once? Because in this entire array there was 4, only 1 4. And because there was only 1 4, so you came to this 3 only once. And because you came only once to this 3, this is because the element at 3 is multiplied with -1, right? Because if this 4 was twice, because if this 4 was appearing twice in this array, you would have come to this 3 twice. And because you would have come to this 3 twice, then you would have multiplied this 7 2 times with -1, right? And this number would have become positive number. But at this point in time, at this index 3, there is -7 because there was only one element 4 in this entire array, and because there was only one element in this, there was one element 4 in this entire array, so you came to this 3 only once. I hope this is making sense, right? Great. Now let's move further. So what I'm trying to say is the current element is 4. Because of this 4, you will come to this 3, and at 3 you can see that there is a negative number. And because this is a negative number, that means this 4 is appearing only once in this array. That means this 4 cannot be the answer because this 4 is appearing only once, right? Great. Now let's come to this next element, which is positive 3. Now just don't look at the sign, just look at the number. Okay, 3. Because of 3, I need to go to this 2. I will go to this 2, and I will go to this 2, and I will see what's the number. The number is positive. Why this number is positive over here? Why this 2 is positive over here? Just think about this. This 2 number is positive because in the original array, the 3 was appearing twice. And because the 3 was appearing twice, so you came to this 2 because of this 3 once, and then once again you came to this 2 because of this 3 once. And because you came to this 2 twice because of these 2 3s, which means this 2 was multiplied twice with -1, making this number a positive number. Which means I can say that this 2 is positive because this 3 was appearing twice. So the current element is 3. Because the current element is 3, which means you are going to this index 2 and you are finding that, okay, 2 is a positive number. Here we have a positive number, which means that 3 is appearing twice. That means 3 will be the answer. 3 will be the answer because 3 is appearing twice, and because of this only this 2 is positive. Now let's come to this number 2. Now let's look at this. Now because of 2, I need to go to index 1, and at index 1 you can see the number is positive. At index 1 you can see the number is positive. Why? Just think about this. Because you just think about this. In this entire array, the 2 was coming twice. You can see that 2 was coming twice. And because this 2 was coming twice, hence you were coming to this 1 twice. And because you were coming to this 1 twice, which means this number would have been multiplied 2 times with -1, right? Which means, just look at this now. At this 2, when you went to this 1, you found that the number is positive, which means this 2 is also the answer. Hence you will add this to your answer and move forward. Now next number is, now the next number is -7. Now because this -7, just don't look at this minus, just look at the 7. So because of 7, you need to go to 6. And when you will go to 6, you are finding, okay, number is negative. So if the number is negative, which means that this 7 is appearing only twice in the original array. You can see that this 7, let me just remove all of this stuff, right? So this, because of this 7, you are going to index 6. At index 6, the number is negative, which means this 7 was for sure appearing only once in this entire array, because if this is appearing only once, which means that you are going at index, you went to this index only once, and hence this number is negative. So this 7 cannot be your answer. Now let's look at this next number, which is 8. Because of 8, you will go to 7. At 7, the number is negative, this, which means that 8 is also appearing once. Now next number is 2. And now just see, this is a very interesting case. Now this is 2. This is 2. Because of this 2, you need to go to 1. And at this 1, you are again finding a number which is positive. So should I add this 2 once again in this array? Let's try to add this as of now, because this is what I'm doing, right? So what I'm doing, whenever I'm going to any element, I'm just going to the index corresponding to that element. So because of 2, I will go to 1. At 1, I am seeing, okay, the number is positive. So if the number is positive, this means that 2 must have come twice. So I will add this 2 in my answer. So I have added it, right? Great. We will fix this on a later stage. So now this is -3. Just don't look at the number. Just look at the, just don't look at the sign. Just look at the number 3. Because of 3, I need to go to 2. And at 2, you can see the positive number is there, which means I will add this 3 to my answer. Great. And now 1. So at 1, because of 1, I will go to index 0. At index 0, the number is negative, which means I cannot add this, right? 3 was answer, 1 cannot be the answer. So the overall answer will be this, and which is correct also, because there is only 2 and 3 in my answer, right? Because 2 is appearing twice and then this 3 is appearing twice. But the problem with this solution is that we are not able to remove the duplicates. So we need to make sure that we remove the duplicates as well, right? Great. So what I'll do, I'll basically go back and try to restart this so that I can fix this as well. So maybe, or you can say like, let's code this, let's code whatever we have done so far, right? Let's code this first. First of all, let's declare one list of integer. Answer is equals to new array list, right? And now I will iterate over num array. So for every number, what I'm gonna do is, just think about this. First of all, I will calculate the absolute value for this num. The reason for this is because the number would have been multiplied, right? So maybe I'll explain it once again, don't worry. So just make sure that you are taking the absolute value of this num, because this num can be 8 also. So think about this. If the original size in the original array, if you have 8, but you need to go to index 7, right? So for that, you need to do 1 minus. And now whatever this number is, you need to go to this nums, right? Because if the current element is 8, you need to go to at index 7 in the same array, right? So you will go to at index 7 and you will multiply this number with -1. I hope this is making sense. So now once this is done, let me just print it as well. So now you just see what I'm doing is, we can see that this 3 and 2 was positive, and this 8 and 2, we never reached them, right? So this is what we are getting, right? I hope this is making sense. Now let's keep it over here as of now. The print statement, let's keep it over here. Let's move further now. So now as a next step, what we did is, we were once again iterating over this nums array for each num in nums. What I was doing is, I was once again going to the same index. So just take math.absolute of this num -1. And if this value was greater than 0, right? I was saying that, okay, answer.add current num, right? We can add this current num to this answer, and definitely we will not add the current num. We will have to add the absolute value for that, because there will be negative numbers as well, right? So this is what we have done so far, but like, see, just try to see it. If I run this now, so maybe some of the test cases are accepted, but some of them will fail, right? So let's run this once. Yeah, so you can see that case number 3 is accepted, because that's really not any case, but yeah, like you can see that we are getting some answer, like there is 1, but yeah, like 1 is repeating. You can see that 1 is repeating, and in the original test case also, you can see that we are getting the answer definitely, but the numbers are repeating themselves, right? The originally it should be 2 and 3 only, but we are able to see 2 and 3 twice. So that's the problem over here, right? So let's try to see once again what we need to do to achieve these elements only once in our answer array, right? So what I'll do, I'll maybe remove everything once again and we will restart this, right? So let's do it once again. So at 4, I need to go to 3, multiply this. Now 3, go to 2, multiply this. Now, so 2, go to 1, multiply this. 7, go to 6, multiply this. Now 8, go to 7, multiply this. Now 2, go to 1, multiply this. Now 3, go to 2, multiply this. Now 1, go to 0 and multiply this. So this is what we got actually, and this 8 and 2 will remain unchanged. Okay, great. Now as a next steps, just try to think about this now. So we were at 4 and I told you that because of 4 I will go to this 3 and I will see, okay, this is minus 7, that means 4 cannot be answer because 4 is not really appearing twice. Now this is important. Now 3, because of this 3 I am going to 2, I can see that this is positive, so answer is 3. Answer is 3 because 3 is appearing twice, that's why this 2 is positive, right? Because 3 was appearing twice, that's why this 2 is positive, right? But what I will do is I will make sure, just let me just tell you once again. So because of this 3, I will go to this 2. I will see, okay, this 2 is positive, so I will add this as my answer because 3 is my answer. But at the same time, what I will do is I will make this number as negative. I will make this number as negative and I am marking it like this so that I can show you what will happen because of marking this number as negative. Great. Now, so this is also done. Now let's go to this 2. So because of this 2, I need to go to 1 and I will see, okay, this number is positive. Yes, so I will add this 2 as my answer, and this is the reason like I am adding this absolute value as my answer, right? This is the reason that I am adding this absolute value as my answer, right? Great. And now what I will do is I will make this 3 negative number at the same time. And the reason for that you will come to know in the later section of this part. Now 7, at 7, go to index 6. The answer is minus 3 over there. So I will not add this 7 as my answer. This 7 cannot be my answer. Next is 8. At 8, you can see the 7 index is minus 1. So we cannot add this. So 8 cannot be my answer. Now this is very important. Now once again, we have come to this 2. At 2, you need to go to index 1. At now index 1, we have changed this number from positive to negative. Hence, you cannot add this 2 once again in your answer. And this is the reason like why we made this number as negative, right? Great. Now once again, minus 3. So just go to 2, index number 2, and at index number 2, you can now see that the number is now has become negative. Earlier it was positive. And this is the reason we will not go into that if condition and we will not add this 3 once again. So this 3 once again cannot be my answer. Now this is 1. And because of this 1, I need to go to 0, and at 0 you can see that the number is negative, so I cannot add this 1 also. And hence this would be your answer. So there is only one line that I need to add in my code, right? So let's look at that. So what I will do is basically I will say that once you add this, I will go to this absolute of num minus 1 and I will once again change this value to minus 1. Like I will multiply this value to minus 1 so that you are adding the current element in your answer array, but you are changing the other one, right? I would recommend that you go and try to perform these steps on a pen and paper, and then you will actually come to know. And now let's try to run this. And now you can see that it is accepted. Let's try to submit this. And this got submitted, right? So you can see the code for other languages in the link below, right? And I hope you have got this very well. The time and space complexity for this solution is big of n and big of 1 is the space. Like big of n is the time and big of 1 is the space, right? So this is it from my side for this video, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.